Hey, what's going on YouTube today? We're going to be doing an oil change on a 2016 Nissan Rogue SV 2.5 front wheel drive. And we're just going to get down to it here. We have 0W20 for the oil. We have an M1108A, which my integrated Wix implant cross-reference tells me that would be a 51358. But I've been wrong before, so you never know. You're going to need a flathead for the push rivets. You're going to need a ratchet, and I'm missing something here. It should be a 14 millimeter, but I must have forgot mine down at the shop, and it's kind of cold and it's pretty far away. We're not going back over there, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to use the one that I've been saving for a rainy day, but it's basically no clouds in the sky, so sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, sweet, it's still there. Okay, let's go. All right, after you get your emergency 14, you're gonna have to well, you may have to. I'm not going to use this, but I might as well put it in the video for people that may want to use a wrench on this thing. They want to tighten it down pretty tight or something, or if it was tightened down pretty tight, this will help you loosen it up. It is a 65 millimeter oil filter wrench socket, which it will fit on top of a M1108 51358 Wix, and I think it's a 1358 Napa. It'll all fit on, this will fit on that. That'll work there. And light for illumination funnel for pouring oil so you don't dump it all over that hot rod motor this thing has. All right, so what we're going to be doing here is doing this oil change without having to jack the car up, because it's pretty convenient and it can be done. Basically, we're just gonna get in there, we're gonna start up, turn the wheel all the way to the right, and it's gonna expose the little panel that you're gonna use the screwdriver down there to unloosen the little rivets and pop that panel off to gain access to the oil filter. All right, so we got the wheel turned all the way right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shut it off here and pop the hood. No, while you're here, might as well. All right, I forgot to mention here, you're probably gonna want a pretty long drain pan. That'll come in handy because it'll reach where the drain plug is gonna drain out, and it'll also reach where your oil filter is gonna drop a bunch of oil too once you take that off. So having something long like that makes it pretty convenient without having to reposition the oil pan or anything like that. So just keeping that in mind. All right, so what you're gonna wanna do is locate the drain plug bolt, which actually, it's just right there. It's kind of hanging off the back here, faces towards the back of the car. It's not really bad to get to, especially if you have long arms. It's pretty easy to just kind of reach under here. There's enough ground clearance you can kind of just reach up under without getting your whole body under and actually get the popper loose. That thing was not super tight, but it doesn't really have to be. Got her popped loose and let her drain. There's a torque spec to putting these things back on, but usually tight enough is pretty obvious. Tight's tights, too tight's broke. You don't really want to strip that pan, because that would suck. All right, up in the old power barn here, you're gonna wanna loosen this cap up here. Helps your oil drain a little bit quicker. All right, fellas, here's the real matter at hand. It's just where this thing's located. You just gotta get a little screwdriver in here and pop these out loose, and they go pretty easily. You just kinda, you know, get a little bit in there, just pop it out a little bit. Make sure you don't want to drop them down into the oil there, because that'll be messy. But yeah, just pops out really easily. You might have a few broken ones. You can always go to the parts store and pick up new ones to replace. They're not, super specific. You just get one of these rivets that, they just fit in a hole and they work. All right, so in here, you're gonna have 6 of these rivets holding this thing together, and that being on there. And there's one over here that's kind of tricky to get to. I mean, just kind of got to finagle the screwdriver in there. All right, you got your panel off. Good for you. You're basically going to have like 2 or 3 that are probably really only doing the work holding it on, because you're going to have, 4 or 5 that are looking like this, broken. But, the other ones were holding it on just fine. As long as you don't just have one that's good, it should be fine. I'd probably just throw them back in. All right. And basically the filter just kind of comes loose. It's so small. I have decent sized hands, so it's really just kind of easy to get a grip on. And yep, and she'll drain out. All right, did you clean off your drain plug? Good, because we're gonna throw it back in. Oh yeah, there we go. So basically you're gonna want to make sure it kind of just threads in really easily by hand, because if you're cross-threading it, that's not good. Don't screw it up. Like I said, you don't want to be replacing an oil pan just because you strip the drain plug bolt. All right. I usually clean this up here on the oil pan after I put the drain plug in, so you don't have any kind of confusion on whether or not you got an oil leak coming from there or not. This thing's been really good about not having them, so we're going to keep it that way, and we're going to keep it to where we don't have that confusion as well. So yep, she's torqued. All right, controversial topic here. Pre-filling your oil filter, which with this thing, it's pretty freaking hard to do. You can't fill it because the housing sits sideways, but that's fine. People just say don't try and mess with it anyways, just because the fact that it opens up the opportunity for contaminants to get into your oil filter. And what I say about that is I just do it anyway. I'm just going to pre-fill it a little bit. Can't fill it all the way because it's just going to dump out. But I like to saturate it a little bit. But you don't really have to follow this because I'm just some young, dumb, big-nosed kid. And you do what you want. All right, so you're going to want to clean that area up there, that surface on the oil filter housing, so that the filter goes on there and it doesn't have any dirt or anything that'll cause a leak. You don't want that to leak there. Make sure the old gasket isn't still sitting there either. And something cool about at least this Mobile One filter is it came with a pre-oiled surface for the O-ring, which makes it a lot easier to get it off whenever you have it on there after a 5,000-mile oil change interval, and it's just kind of convenient. I oiled it up anyways, though, so. All right, did you get your oil filter on? Well, good, you're almost done. Put your panel back on, and you're basically almost there. You just got to fill her up. All right, now if you got all the rivets put back in there and she's all buttoned up, and you know you got your drain plug in, you can pull your drain pan out. And don't mind me dropping the filter in there. That was a mistake. Get off my back. I don't think the engine masters or anything like that are going to be cutting open my oil filter today, so that's a shame. All right, so up here in the engine bay where the oil fill tube is, it's kind of an easy spot to just make a big mess, and where that would be in that valley there where the coils are, that's just such a pain to clean up. So you want a good funnel to be able to pour that in, and make sure your drain plug's tight and in before you do this, or else you're gonna waste about 35 bucks.
Right. So when you fill this thing up, you're gonna want to kind of keep an eye on it. Don't put a whole 5-quart container in there because that's more than what it needs. It's like 4.2 quarts is what this thing actually takes here. She's almost done. There's about 3/4 of a quart left in my jug here. So we're just gonna go with that, and we'll check it as we go once we get this thing started up, and you'll be looking good. All right, the oil dipstick tube is down here. Basically just gonna wanna pull her out, make sure it looks good, which actually it looks freaking awesome. It's gonna be above the dot whenever you just get it filled up, but it'll go down a little bit whenever you start it up because the oil filter has to get filled and stuff like that. So yeah, just start it up, run it, check it afterwards, see where you're at. May have to top it off a little bit more depending on how accurate you were with guesstimating filling
All right,
it up. But
after you've noticed you've got oil in your car and you're done with the oil change, you can finally go back over here into maintenance settings, oil and filter, and officially reset your oil life. And yeah, don't judge me for the 368 miles overdue because I work all week, and yeah, I don't do an oil change until the weekend. So yeah, there we go, reset, and you have officially finished your oil change on your 2016 or 2014 to 2020 Nissan Rogue, because I think they're all about the same. Even if it's all-wheel drive, it's going to be the same situation. So yeah, there you go. Like and subscribe. All right, guys, and if you're looking for the dipstick, he's actually behind the camera.